Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Explore the Outdoor. You're watching part 2 of what makes Teesside so great, and in part 2 we venture down the North Yorkshire coastline. And we begin our journey in a little port area called Southgate, and as you drive up and round to this hidden gem, which it is, you pass the once famous Redka steelworks, the blast furnace that's there, and it's amazing to see the transition now, where once stood an iconic feature in Middlesbrough's Teesside industrial history, now is a barren land of rubble, and the transformation is amazing, as you can see from these pictures now. Because of the wind today, I had a hard time keeping this camera still, but this land is now going to be open to green projects, hopefully bringing in 20,000 jobs. Just behind me when I was filming, you can see the green belt land there, which is flourished with trees, shrubs, marshes, that sort of thing, and you've got the green wind farm there out at sea at Redka. So, as you can probably tell from the pictures there, it was quite windy today, and some windsurfers there taking full advantage. But at Southgate you can see the port area, the sands, and the industry again in the background. It just basically tells us the story behind Teesside. So just down the road are these little green fisherman huts, part of the fishermen associations. They've all got little chimneys on, and I bet it's really cosy inside, really snug and warm on those stormy winter days and nights. And to the opposite side of that, you have all the little fishing trawlers and boats here in this little harbour area as well. It's really great to see. You can see all the work and effort that's gone into this area, and also how key it is to the people that own those fishing huts. As you stand on the platform at Southgate, you look out and you think, what a fantastic view this really is. It's a place, it's a lost place where you can come to get lost, where you can leave your thoughts behind. It was really windy today, and I just loved the formation of the way the sand was blowing towards the sea, and I stood there for quite a bit just watching it, and it's quite relaxing to do so. Even in all weathers, I think Southgate has to be one of my favourite places. So there was loads of flies here, and if you're not afraid of flies and you've got quite strong ankles, then walking across this boulder field is quite rewarding, as the waves coming in today were awesome. This camera footage just doesn't do it justice. The waves were quite huge, and you know, you could hear them, and the spray was in your face, and you were getting a real sense of that stormy autumn weather. So this is the pier where the lighthouse is. A lot of people go fishing off the end of there, and there was loads of people there today as well. Wow, that was a windy one today. So that was Southgate, and I've never really explored it as much as I've done there, and what a brilliant place, what a great part of Teesside. You can see all of the industry related to Teesside. You can see the fishing side of it. You can see where all the income that comes into Teesside through the port. Its beach is fantastic. You've got the offshore wind farm there. You've got so much going on, and that's just one part of the coastline of North Yorkshire, of Teesside, within the Teesside area. So let's go and explore a little bit more further down the road in Saltburn. So before I went to Saltburn, I decided to stop off at the town just before there, which is Redka. Redka's got lots of things to do on the beach, inland as well. There's the race course, and actually 7th of October today there was a race meeting on. Redka race course actually dates back to the 18th century, and history tells us that they used to have small races on the beach before a local joiner built the first grandstand there way back in the 18th century. It seemed to be quite busy today. There was lots of coaches in, there was lots of people going through the turnstiles when I was walking past to have a walk down the bottom end to see if I could see some horses. And sure enough, I saw the horses going down to the start area ready for the first race. So the first race was off, and I managed to get the horses in on camera there. I'm not sure what won the race. Probably could check it out if I looked, but yeah, that was great to see. So just before the first race, I heard a helicopter, and I saw this helicopter come in. It seemed to be having quite a lot of difficulty in the wind, and it took its time to land because it couldn't get it just right, but I take it was somewhat important for the race course, but it did have a bit trouble landing. I wasn't sure exactly who it was. I tried zooming in, but couldn't really see. Let me know if you guys know who this was. So it was time to go to Saltburn, and again it was very, very blustery. I went to the top of the cliffs at Saltburn, where the Saltburn Cliff Tramway was, and I've never actually seen it in operation, but today was one of my lucky days, and I got to see it in full operation. So the tramway was built on the 28th of June in 1884. It's a height of 120 feet with track length of 207 feet. It operates via a water balancing system, so when the water fills up, it counterweights the cliff, the tram at the bottom there, and there's a brake operator at the top which releases the brake, and the tram goes down when the other one comes up. Quite a sophisticated and unique way of operating the tram system there at Saltburn. It's another attraction that gets a lot of people to visit the area, and you can probably see at the bottom as well there is the Saltburn Pier, which is quite, scenic once you get on there, and there's a lot of people visits this beach every year, not just for the pier, not just for the tramway, but for surfing as well. It's got its famous fish and chip shop at the bottom, and you can't beat the walk on the pier, so let's go and have a look. So today it was busier than normal because there was a surfing competition on, and yeah, with the wind I don't think the waves disappointed these surfers, rather them than me. This is just some of the stuff that goes on down the Teesside coastline, and you know, I couldn't fit everything in, and boy, you know, it's worth a visit. So there you have it, part 2 concludes of what makes Teesside so great, and I don't think you can argue that there's lots of fantastic places in Teesside, especially the coastline. There's so much to explore, so much to do along that coastline, and I hadn't even touched on half of the route, half of the places that you can go to. So thanks for watching, and stick around for part 3, which will be coming soon, where we'll be heading to the countryside of Teesside, exploring the likes of Rosebery Topping, Captain Cook's Monument, and that sort of thing. So be sure to check out that within a couple of weeks. Also, the Halloween special, which will be coming out towards the end of October there. So lots to look forward to. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to comment, and yeah, thanks again.